It's been a philosophical day in my home. It's been really fun. Oh, hey kitty. We've been talking about some of I guess what some people would consider the big questions. You know, choice, consequence, good, evil, the problem with evil, that sort of thing. I've been watching some videos, kind of reading up on that, or not reading, listening up, I would say. And it's left me in, I don't want to say a place because I'm not in a place. It's just I've been having these thoughts. And if there's really not good and evil, right and wrong, I think people put way too much emphasis on what other people think. Because I don't even know where I'm going with this, to be honest. Like, I personally, and take this for whatever it's worth, don't give a shit beyond my people. Like, if I can quote my favorite captain, I take care of me and mine. That doesn't include you unless I say it does. And that sounds terrible, like I'm just excluding everybody else. But at the end of the day, I can't be held responsible for everybody else. This kind of leads. I was on Facebook and we were having an argument about tipping and how waiters and waitresses only get paid so much money. Therefore, it's your duty to give them tips so that they can survive. And at what point is it my fault that you took a job that get paid $2.50 an hour? Like, the people at Walmart don't make a living wage. Do we tip them? Security guards don't get tips. Like, who determined whose job it was to take care of this particular thing? I don't believe in tipping. Not unless I get like supreme service. Like, I'm not paying you to do your job that you get paid to do. You know, it's that sort of thing. I take care of me and mine. The boundaries of that extend not outside the circle that I have chosen. I take care of my wife because I love my wife, and she in turn takes care of me. I take care of my son because I love my son, and he in turn will do the things that are necessary to make sure that I get what I need. Beyond that, you know, there's extended family, like my mother-in-law is a wonderful person. You know, my sister-in-law, Mike's awesome. You know, and that little boy took his own money and went out and bought us Christmas presents, and they weren't the greatest presents, let's be honest. But the thought behind it was so moving that I love my little calendar of characters that I've never heard of, because it meant enough to him to spend his own money. These are the sorts of people that I'm concerned about. But other people in life tend to be worried about social appearances, what they look like to other people, how other people will perceive them. I don't understand that concept. I could give a shit less what other people think of me. Like, and that extends pretty much across the board. Like, if my mother-in-law has something to say that impacted me, maybe in a negative way, I would probably take it more to heart because I understand she has my best interest at heart. She's concerned about me in such a way that she wanted to relay that information and let me, at the very least, have access to that information. But to say that I need to wear certain things so when I go out, I'll look a certain way, or I can't say certain things because somebody's going to have a problem with it, or I need to listen to a certain kind of music because that's what everyone else is listening to, that escapes me. I don't get it. You can go out and buy a fancy Mustang, Nia, and drive around and go, oh, look at my car. My car is the shit. It's so nice. But if I bought a car that was a two-door hatchback Ford Escort, like, it's still getting me to where I need to go. It's still just as reliable, and I spent less. It's more frugal. I understand that we want to look a certain way, but who do you want to look that way for? Is it random people on the street? Or is it people that you care about and care about you? I am more concerned. My wife's opinion weighs heavier on me than any other person I know. My son's opinion weighs heavier on me than any other person I know because I know these people to be trustworthy. I know they have my best interest at heart, and I want to hear what they have to say. But to keep up appearances and be concerned about what people are going to think of the things that I do, I don't get it. I don't get it. Here's a person I'm never gonna see again, and if I see him again, have no bearing in my life. They play no consequential role in the way I do things. Uh, I think a lot of this comes from my wife and I were just having a conversation about a friend of hers, the same friend who ended up having a baby by a dude who didn't want to marry. Oh yeah, okay, friend, associate. She once associated with this person. And she had this baby by this dude who her family was completely against, probably for racial reasons. I don't want to say that they were racist, but maybe they saw in him what I saw in him. Here's a guy who could give a damn less about my daughter, just wanted to have sex with her, got her pregnant, then she lost the baby, and they're like, oh, we dodged the bullet. So to spite her parents, they got pregnant again, thinking, oh, we're going to shock the world. We're going to show them that we can do it. And then 6 months later, they had broken up. They went their own ways. He's with somebody else now, and she posts pictures on Instagram. Oh, my daughter is all I need. Yeah, it's like you tried to have a keep a nigga baby, and it didn't work. You know, I'm not gonna throw shade at any of Asia's extended family, but she's got cousins who was like, I don't believe why you messing with my baby daddy because he mine. It's like he messing with her too. It's not like she snuck in and he accidentally had sex with this chick. At some point, he had to have agreed to this. You know? So I guess Asia's associate was under the impression, especially around the time when me and Asia were kind of a thing, kind of not. We were on again, off again. Asia being with an older guy and the possibility of Asia being pregnant with the child of an older man, for her, oh, here's an opportunity for me to get the pressure off of me, and everybody's going to be concerned about Asia. My question is, who? Who? What people? What circle? Why would I take the word of people who have no concept of who we are, no concept of what we do, could clearly not be in my head to understand the connection that my wife and I had that led us to this moment. 5 years later, you fast forward, it'll be 5 years this week. Wrap your head around that. 5 years ago, I married this woman, and I've been saying the same thing to her every day since then. I love you. I want to be with you. Let's make it work. Now you rewind a couple of years to when her associate was saying how this wasn't the right thing to do. She don't even see that dude no more. How old is her baby? 4?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
She's like 7.
7? Okay.
No, she's got to be like 8 now.
Okay. Well, look, she's still in single digits, but where's her boyfriend? Where's her husband? Where's the apartment to that they gave the keys back to? Like, you live with your mama. You on state aid. You might have a little job, but you live with your mama. How dare you attempt to throw shade? That's like coming to my apartment and say, oh, your apartment is small and your bathroom is smaller than I would like it. But it's mine. There's nobody gonna knock on my door and tell me that I need to go to sleep lights out. Ain't nobody gonna tell me my phone need to be at the charging station at night. Ain't nobody telling me when I can come and go. If I chose to walk out the door right now, walk to the store and get a bag of chips, you know who was gonna walk to the store and get a bag of chips? This guy. Because I can. There's nobody to tell me otherwise. Like, I don't understand why people concern themselves with the opinions of others. Now, there are people who I consider family. Hello, Vanessa. I love my sister. I do. And she can give me her opinions, and I will take them to heart. Because here's a person who has consistently shown she has a general concern for my well-being, and I feel the same way. But if Asia's cousin were to call us up randomly and say, I don't agree with you being with an older man, or the cousin who tried to explain to my wife that we were Israelites and when we get to heaven, white people would be our slaves, am I interested in that? Absolutely not. Who are you? Why do you have an opinion on what we're doing? Because what we have been doing thus far has proven to be successful. For everybody who has a complaint about the way we do things, they could call us a lot of things, but they can't say we not happy. They can't say it's not working. They can't say that I've mistreated her in any way. Like, this is where we both want to be. I don't lay in bed next to her and be like, man, I could sure roll over and call my side chick. I'm not looking to slide out of bed to go do anything else. I'm happy where I am. And a lot of that has to do with not paying attention to the opinions of others. If I may delve a little bit and get a little TMI, the only reason that Asia and I ever had issues at all was because of the opinions of others. Her mother was under the impression that I was not the best guy. Her friends were under the impression that I was just some crazy old man who was just trying to get in her panties. And Asia went out looking for something that she already had, but would be accepted by her friends, accepted by her peers, accepted by family. And when she finally gave that up and decided, I'm going to go with what makes me happy, she went with what made her happy. 5 years later, we're still happy. So that in itself, independent verification that I don't need anybody else to be happy. The only opinion that matters are the people who care about me the most. Now, one could argue that her mother, who had taken care of her entire life, had her best interest at heart when she said, I don't think this is the guy for you. But what was she basing that on? Her own personal opinions? Things that she had done in her past? The fact that when Asia was born, I was out of high school? Like, I'm sure there are a lot of factors to consider. But in the end, Asia did what she wanted to do, and 5 years later, we're still here. For everybody else, and I love my mother-in-law, with all my heart. She is a wonderful woman. But months after Asia and I made a decision to get married, she did the exact same thing, and that didn't necessarily work out for her. In fact, everybody who has ever criticized anything that we've ever done said that it wouldn't work, and I've watched everybody else fucking crumble. Like, now, don't get me wrong. Asia's mom has moved on. She works for the state. She's in such a high tax bracket that they take more in taxes than I would make anywhere. Like, she's doing well. She's going to Ethiopia to do missionary work. You know, she's involved in the church. She's happy in her life. She just started a whole new business, and she's got a website, and she's doing shit. Good for her, and I'm proud of her. And bless her soul, she is a wonderful woman. But at the end of the day, the only opinion that mattered here was me and Asia, because we did what was good for us. We didn't listen to outside influences. We did what was good for us. And here we are. In a couple of days, baby, 2 days, it'll be 5 years. 5 years. If you had told me in 2008 that in 2018 we would have been married for half a decade, I'd have believed you. Because honestly, no, I take that back. I wouldn't have believed you because I'd have married your ass day one. So we'd have been talking about much longer. We'd have been celebrating 10 years. Oh, that's the kids. They're home. The kids. So the moral of my story is, ladies, gentlemen, and selected other genders, do you.
Well, Sam, it's been swell.